I'm just waiting for internet and we're live. I'm on a little early just to check tech out, but happy Friday, everybody. I want to make sure everything is in place. Okay. I'm sitting in my little corner cubby. There we go. All right. Happy Friday. I hope you're all doing well. The weekend is here. The news is terrible. I really didn't want to do Financial Fridays because what the fuck is the point? But we have to because there is a correlation here. Okay. I'm going to drop 3 words that you need to know: military industrial complex. Okay. So let's talk about crypto first, because someone was asking me the other day if this war with Israel and Hamas is going to affect the markets. Well, it's already affecting the stock markets. And crypto, it is affecting a little bit, but not too bad. And the reason I bring that up, let me go to the crypto markets. Coindesk.com is a great place to go. Coindesk.com. I'll type that in a minute. It's a great place to go to look at crypto stats. Okay. Bear with me. My computer is slow today. It's like Bitcoin is up 2.90%. It's almost at 30 grand. It's at 29.5. And that's very good. That's very good. Ethereum up a little bit, up to 16. It was down quite a bit last week. XRP is up to 52. It is up 7.06%. So that is good. And I'm really only going through the ones that are the most popular. Polygon is up. Let's see. Which is Matic. So depending on, the market is doing okay today, crypto-wise. Now, what I want to talk about is stocks for a minute. Now, there are some stocks out there that are doing exceptionally well. Very, very good. And these are called defense stocks. So these deal with war. The top 8 are Boeing, Northrop, General Dynamics Corporation, Palantir Technologies Incorporated, Leidos Holdings Incorporated, KBR Incorporated, CACI International, and BWX Tech Incorporated. These are all stocks of war. These are defense stocks. So when another country, it doesn't matter, when a country's in war, these stocks go up. Okay. Now, war will continue all over. Hey, Antonia, how are you? I'm trying to read my notes here. Okay, so war will continue to overshadow the crypto sector, but Bitcoin slowly rises, and then it will continue. Bitcoin is becoming is a little more stable, but our own government is like, they're trying to link cryptocurrency with Hamas now. And so our government is trying to make it look like the war is funded through crypto, but the world is all digital. Even if you don't think it is, it is. Your bank is on a blockchain now, whether they've told you that or not. So yes, when we're in war, the markets are very volatile, but the defense stocks I just mentioned are doing quite well. Now, back in 2019, 2020, I did own some stock in Palantir Technologies Incorporated. And then I did some research. And I can't, with good consciousness, invest. And this is just me, okay? This is my personal opinion and my choices. I could not invest in any defense stocks. Being a person that wants peace, I can't make money off of innocent lives. Mm. That's probably why I do crypto. Um, just keep an eye on the markets. The worse it gets. And if you saw my little clip yesterday, I got to go find the name of that man. That man has his own YouTube channel. I'm looking for my phone. That man has his own YouTube channel, and he gives very sound advice, but you actually heard it right from the horse's mouth, which is Janet Yellen. And she said a couple of days ago that the United States has the money to fund both wars in Ukraine and in Israel. So we're a war hungry nation. I'm very disappointed in my country and our president for that matter. Um, Please remember, a lot of Americans, and I speak for myself here, when elections came around in 2020, you had two choices, bad and worse. Joe Biden being bad and Trump being even worse. Um, but it is what it is. Go watch the videos. If you follow the money, you'll understand. You have to follow the money. Stop listening to mainstream media. I sit every morning on TikTok and watch Vice News because it's really the only legitimate news out there at the moment. NBC, ABC, Fox, CBS. This is all bullshit news. BBS as well. These news outlets are, like I said, the billionaires run the media, so they control the information and they control the money. So now there's going to be this new hype about um, cryptocurrency and terrorists and terrorism, and it's going to uh, deter people from investing. Um, I don't advise that. Go follow 3T Warriors on here, um, and Coach JV and the news and information he gives. It when World War III is at the doorstep, you have to really go and watch what's going on over here in the financial sector and what they're saying. Now, I did talk about this a couple of weeks ago. Gary Gensler was shot down with an appeal, um, and that is a good thing. I think someone said that was the first time in history that the SEC has ever been shot down. I don't know how true that is. I'm just going on hearsay. But those are the stocks. And the next days of caution coming up, Patreon has it all. You can join Patreon for $5 a month and get all the information. But around October 23rd, that is the next window. And that will be some shocking surprises. Earthquakes, aeronautic issues, things like that. It will be in a waxing phase, so the shocking news might be something a little better than, detrimental, but that is the window for the next energy phase. This is going to be a short and sweet one. Like I said, it's a little hard to come on here and talk finances when innocent children and people are dying. I don't care. Okay, maybe that's why I'll never be a billionaire. Uh, there's I have too much empathy, I guess. Uh, I I believe in people over profits. So The energy out there is not at its greatest, even though we're in a new moon phase. Like I said, we are still in, even though the eclipse was last almost a week ago. There is still this energy there, and for a lot of people, um, this energy stays in place almost for a year, especially if you're Libra. But we're going to come up on a lunar eclipse as well on the 28th, and that's going to be in Taurus. And I guarantee you there might be an announcement made of some sort. It'll either they're going to try and my country is going to try and do some kind of banning of crypto of some sort. But there's might be some sort of shocking event taking place about economy. So you want to look for those 2 weeks after that lunar eclipse and see what the news is broadcasting. But you also got to go farther down that rabbit hole. You have to go to different news outlets, not the mainstream media, because they're not reporting facts. I want to bring up the energy forecast for a minute. And then I'm going to pull a card. Antonia, if you would like a card, just let me know. But I am going to pull a card for the world and see what we get. I'll be working with the Oracle deck, not the Tarot, since I think we need Oracle cards right now, not Tarot. Tarot is a little scary. So, and I mentioned this on Facebook. I'm going to start going live on Facebook once a week and live here once a week on YouTube. So I did my Facebook on Wednesday, and I'm trying to do every Friday, but sometimes it's impossible. So we've got some energies going on starting today. And so we do have the sun is in Libra, and it's going to be conjuncting Mercury in Libra. So there are people working behind the scenes because the sun in Libra is about harmony and balance. And then you've got Mercury, which is communication in Libra. So it's a little more diplomatic than a Mercury in Aries or a Mercury in Scorpio or even a Mercury in Virgo, which is full of sarcasm. A Mercury in Libra, it is going to create a creative flow with friendships that can be made on a personal level. But I am hoping this energy on a global level will set something in place. There has to be a freaking ceasefire here because there's a genocide taking place right in front of us. This has nothing to do with the people of Israel. They're in danger as well, and they're suffering. This is the government and the sycophants that love war and enjoy it and make billions of dollars because they're probably invested in damn near all the stocks I just mentioned. Okay. So that's something I want you to, that's a positive. So let's hope this conjunction happening today will get the ball rolling on something. Now, the negative here is that Mercury is in Libra, and that's also going to square Pluto in Capricorn. So there's a square and a conjunction happening today. So the secrecy is very common with this placement. There will not be any tact, but I'm hoping that Libra energy will though someone comes in that smooths the waters, so to speak. And then tomorrow, Sun squares Pluto again, right? No, not again. Sun squares Pluto, and Pluto is in Capricorn. So this is a great drive. This is stamina and action. It does create people that want to force their beliefs onto others, but hopefully, squares are never good. That means there could be tension, and you might see it in headlines. But there's hoping someone behind the scenes is working on peace because now I know why TikTok was banned, because you really do get it. Some of it is pure shit, but some of it is absolutely incredible news, and you're not seeing that. Isn't it strange how we're not talking about Hawaii anymore? There's no talk of Lahaina or the fires, and everything seems to be forgotten. Most people are still suffering, but we're going to send millions and millions of dollars to a war and not help our own people in Hawaii. I'm sorry. I find that to be absolutely complete bullshit. Okay, I'll pull one. On Monday, I will give the files to the court, and on Tuesday, I have the court. Okay. On Saturday evening, tomorrow night, you should do a binding to bind him, to bind his energy. I'm around. I'll be DJing tomorrow, but if you need my help, you let me know. Okay? All right. Yeah, yes. Saturday is perfect because it's Saturn. He's Capricorn. So, and when you get your package, there's a little something in there for protection for the whole family. But I'm around tomorrow if you need me, okay? And that is pretty much the update on crypto and whatnot. The market, like Bitcoin's doing quite well. I'm very happy to see that. Um, I know I've made a little bit of money because I started investing in Bitcoin when it was as low as 15,000. I started throwing a little money here, a little money there. And once it gets closer to its forking and the halving process, it will explode. And if we continue on this road to war and the Americans suffer with food and housing crisis, there might be an issue with the dollar later in December. And those of us that have crypto stored are going to be able to buy groceries. That's the only way digital currency will be the only way. So keep storing it on that hard wallet and ignore what everybody says. As long as it's on that hard wallet, it's safe. If it's on the exchanges, not as safe. Remember the saying, if you don't hold the keys, you don't hold the crypto. Not your crypto, not your keys. Remember that saying. Okay, let's do some cards. Let me close out of this. So just be aware of some of those energies. And then October 22nd, Mercury moves into Scorpio. And this is where a lot of things can get exposed. A lot of falsehoods. I mean, there was this video going around last week that there was babies being beheaded, but that rang out to be false news. That was, what is it, ISD propaganda. Remember, the Israeli government is very hard-lined. I mean, the state of, or the country of Spain just announced that they want to bring him up on war crimes. What's his name? Netanyahu. And you know what's funny is I did Netanyahu's stars about 10 years ago, and about 2 months ago I deleted him out of my database, and I should have never done that. Every time I delete someone out of my database that's still alive, they always make headlines. So I am going to get on doing the stars of Benjamin Netanyahu and Joe Biden because, like I said before, I don't see neither one being in office in 2025. Neither one. The two that are running against each other. But once Mercury enters Scorpio, this is where our communication can become sarcastic, but it's also where the natural born investigator comes out. And a great many people, especially those born natally with that placement. And they can be cunning and right to the point. This is a placement that does not mince words. Okay. All right, let me just give these a shuffle. I haven't used them lately, so let me go and see what's going on in the chat. Oh, you're welcome, Antonia. I had a cup of tea sitting here, and I don't know where it went. Okay, Antonia, I'll pull one for you first, and then we'll pull one for the world. So what messages does Spirit have for Antonia for the weekend? My cards are sticking together here. All right, hold on. Hold on. This is a card that is called All Tied Up. I'm going to show it to you in just a second. There's a really bad glare there. All tied up. All right, and this card represents, boy, the lighting in here is really bad. This is lack of motion or sense of personal freedom. So you will feel like that going into court, like there's a lack of motion, you know, that usually pertains to like court matters and whatnot. But it says that this card shows a woman all tied up with vines around her wrists, body, and arms. Receiving this card upright represents a situation in your life where things seem to be severely stuck. So this is like drawing the hangman in the tarot, this card. I am sorry about that glare, so let's see what I can do about it. I hope you could see that better. So this is stagnant energy. We're not moving forward. And I guarantee you, once you file, the ball will get rolling. Okay. That's all it is. It's just stagnant energy. It will get better. It does mean to go into solitude a little bit. So maybe this weekend, a couple of days before going to that thing on Monday, do some meditation. You know, get your mind right and prepared for what you have to do Monday. Doing that puts you ahead of the game over him, because the mind is adjusted to it. Okay. And then do what I told you to do tomorrow night, just to kind of freeze his energy. One other thing you can do is the morning you go to court, take a picture of the person, get a Ziploc bag, and fold the picture 3 times away from you. Put water from the sink in the Ziploc bag, put the picture in the bag, zip it up, and you freeze him so that when he in court, he's frozen. Or you might want to do that after you get out of court and let him unravel in court. The more unhinged he is and the more calm you are, the better you look. Remember that. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just saying, in the realm of psychology and me working with kids in high school and resource officers, the resource officers would always tell me, you always have to throw psychology into something. And so if there's a situation and there's 2 parties and one party is really heated and the other party explains it to them, stays firm but calm, cool, and collective, they're going to deal with the person who's calm, cool, and collective over the individual who's operating on pure emotion. There you go. And guilt will get you every time. And being a Capricorn and doing bad things will bite you in the ass because your ruling planet is Saturn. And Saturn either repays his children kindly or karmically. So there's that. I hope that helped. And like I said, I'm around all weekend to guide you through it. And you have to keep me posted. I want to know what happens. Okay, next card I pull. This is just a card for the world at large, Spirit. And as the next 48 hours go by, what can we expect to see and hear? And let's hope it's a good one. All right, well, it is in reverse, and it is card number 19, which is a 1, so it's a new beginning, but it's rest and rejuvenation. Upright, very pretty. Rest and rejuvenation. All right, I don't think I've pulled this one before. Like I said, there's about 10 in the deck I've never pulled, and I think this is one of them. So usually this card is what it states. It's about rest and relaxation. But when it is in reverse, when the rest card is reversed, it can portend a time of bustling activity and seemingly unending business. You may be required to take on more action concerning a project or a situation. Allow yourself to do what's needed, but always remember to schedule some leisure time for yourself. So this is saying work is fine, but you have to take time for yourself. This is a perfect example of a Capricorn or a Virgo that overworks and then burns out. So this is taking time for yourself. And I know the world at large, when we watch the news, I can only speak for myself here. Maybe that's because there's an empath in me. But when I'm watching the news, I have to step away because I feel anxiety. Okay. Sometimes I feel anger. Sometimes I just sit there and cry. I literally cry my freaking eyes out. Sometimes I sit there and I'm just feel like I'm going to have a panic attack. And that's very common with people who can feel energy, empaths and people like that. I'm not empathic all the time. I mean, I'm not a doormat, but there's just, I can't take it. It's just too much. So remember this affirmation. This is the affirmation I leave you all with for the weekend. I make relaxation a part of my daily life. Peace and quiet bring me clarity and joy. So, Antonia, and we were just talking about this. Make time for yourself. Get your mind and your thoughts in order. And that's advice not just for you, but for everybody. Don't feed into the negative that's being portrayed on the news. Go to other news organizations. The one right off the top of my head is Vice World News. Check them out. Vice World News. Me too. And then get your news and then turn it off. Don't sit there with it on all day long. That really destroys the psyche. Something my mother was doing a lot of. And I'm like, you got to stop. You got to stop. Let's hope some resolutions come and there's some peace this weekend. But I don't really see that happening till maybe Monday. I do feel that it might be a little more violent weekend coming up, but we shall see. Thanks for tuning, Antonia. Keep me posted. I'm around if you need me. Have a good weekend, and all of you out there, have a great weekend. Be safe, and like I said, I will try and get back on here Monday or Tuesday, something like that. But You're very welcome. I'll talk to you all soon. Ciao. Good night.